It's the third and final day of the Field of 68 tip-off event from Charleston, South Carolina, and this time it's Liberty taking on the hosts, the Charleston Cougars, trying to stay undefeated on the young season. Welcome courtside, everybody. Paul Frenchner alongside Jeff Goodman and Rob Doster. And fellas, we've been treated to two very entertaining ones over the first 2 days. A double overtime thriller between Charleston and Florida Atlantic, 119 to 116 on Friday night, which might end up being the game of the year in college basketball when all is said and done. And then yesterday, as if that wasn't enough, FAU had to play another overtime game against Liberty, and this time it was the Owls coming away with the win. Today it's a matchup of two different styles of basketball. Charleston, a high-flying, high-scoring team. Liberty, they're patient, but they take the shots that they like. We'll get into all of that and more in just a moment. But Jeff Goodman, I'll start with you. Little bit of news on the Charleston side as we get set for tip-off.
Yeah, the Cougars might be without their starting point guard, C.J. Fulton, one of the steadiest point guards in America. Takes care of the ball. He tweaked his ankle on Friday night. They're also without Jackson Prunty, a backup guard who actually started the second half of that game. He separated his shoulder for the second time in the last few weeks, Rob. So we'll see what happens. Fulton, a true game-time decision right now.
Yeah, he's going through warm-ups here, and he looks like he is moving decently well, but he does have a little bit of a limp. That's a big blow. He's been their second-best player throughout the start of the season. I do think that losing Prunty is also going to hurt as well, because he's like their versatility guy. He's their do-it-all guy. You know, Mac told us before the season started that one of the real values of having Jackson in the lineup, he wasn't a guy that just knew his position, right? He knew how to play the court. He knew how to run offense at the 2. He knew how to run offense at the 5. He knew everything they did from an offensive perspective. So I will say this. Am I allowed to talk like this when we get on the broadcast as well, or is it just Paul that gets to talk in this voice?
You can project however you want, Rob. It's all yours. It's your show. Let's take a look at a couple of players to watch. We'll start with Charleston. And actually, we're going to start with Liberty here and take a look at Caden Matheny, who had a pretty nice day yesterday, 19 points and 4 boards.
Yeah, I mean, Matheny came out firing and making them. He's one of the best shooters in America. He settled in early, and then in the second half, he didn't make some of those shots that he was making in the first half. But again, if you're Charleston, you better know where he is at all times, because he has absolutely unlimited range.
Yeah, and you'll be shocked to find out that the player to watch from Charleston is Ante Brozovic, who leads the nation in scoring. He had 39 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and, oh, by the way, a game-winning three-pointer at the buzzer at the end of double overtime to beat FAU on Friday night. It's his versatility. It's his passing ability. He can play on the perimeter. You can throw him in the post, and he's going to overwhelm some smaller defenders. He is, I would argue, in the conversation for the best player in America after the first 3 weeks of the season.
We're in a little bit of a delay right now because the lights aren't on here at TD Arena. Still trying to get the lights on in Charleston, so we're going to take a break. We'll come back, hopefully, for tip-off on the Field of 68.
Return to the field. Score the winning shot. Beat your personal record. Team up with MUSC Health Sports Medicine for all your sports-related injury care and rehabilitation. MUSC Health is the official sports medicine provider for your favorite local teams. From semi-pro athletes to weekend warriors, our sports medicine team provides state-of-the-art injury prevention, treatment, surgery, and rehabilitation for athletes of all ages. Go where the pros go. Schedule an appointment today.
Here we go.
Here I go again on my own.
Introducing the all-new TD Clear credit card with no late fees and no interest, just a simple monthly fee. That's predictability, even when expenses aren't.
$4? That's bananas.
It's a pear. Oh, man.
The all-new TD Clear credit card. That's how credit can be unexpectedly human. Call 1-844-TD-CLEAR.
Time to take a look back at how the first 2 days of this event have gone here from Charleston. It's been very entertaining, like we said, a double overtime game the other day that was capped off by this game-winning buzzer beater from Ante Brzovic to cap off a career-high 39-point effort from the star for Charleston.
Yeah, his ability to score on the perimeter, his ability to allow Charleston to run offense through him, the way that he can pass, the way that he can score in the paint is different. And then FAU on Saturday afternoon was able to come in here and get their own overtime victory. Liberty was FAU was able to come in and get a win over Liberty. I'm getting thrown off here because the lights are starting to come back on. It looks like we might actually get a basketball game off here.
Slowly but surely, the lights here in TD Arena are flickering back on as we await tip-off between Charleston and Liberty. But it looks like the teams are actually going to head back to the locker room here as we still wait for the lights to come back on. Fans still filing in. It's a sold-out crowd yet again. As we wrap up the highlights from yesterday, a big win for FAU. Really for FAU, looking at the fact that they're going to be here for another 5 days waiting on the Charleston Classic to start. They're here for 12 days in total. They don't have to sit on a loss.
Yeah, they're going to do the Jeff Goodman, we're going to try every single restaurant in the entire city of Charleston. So they'll have a good experience. Hopefully, when you spend a week in Charleston without any games to play, the question is, are you going to make sure that you don't put on any weight? That's going to be the biggest key for FAU. There's a lot of good food down here, Jeff.
Yeah, but we're playing pickleball tomorrow. We already have the matchup set up, so we'll be okay. They will not gain too much weight. So the latest on the lights, guys, 15 minutes it's probably going to take. Somebody flipped off the lights and they got to restart them, and so it's going to take about 15 minutes. The teams went back to the locker rooms when the lights come on, which they might have just done. We'll get the teams back out here, short warm-up, and they'll get going.
So we had
shouldn't be too long.
2 overtimes on Friday, an overtime yesterday, and a light delay today. Nothing normal here at the Field of 68 tip-off, but it's okay. We're just waiting a few more minutes for basketball. We're going to step away, take a break, and we'll be back after this.
Hendrick. Getting cash for your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Hendrick Buys Cars. Step 1, visit HendrickBuysCars.com. Enter your license plate number or VIN. Step 2, answer some simple questions and receive a cash offer in seconds. Step 3, claim your offer and you're good to go. It's the easy way to sell your car fast. We'll even come and pick it up. Get cash for your car now and you don't have to buy one of ours. Learn more at HendrickBuysCars.com.
To build your winning team right here, right now. Call the Pepper Law Firm today.
The College of Charleston is the place where big ideas come to life, where you can start a business, study abroad, or change the world. A College of Charleston education will transform you. You'll become flexible and adaptable in the face of change. You'll chart your own course and make contributions in ways that matter in a community that values diverse thought with opportunities like no other. In a city like no other, the College of Charleston is like no other.
Our team is ready to welcome your team to Cambria Hotel Mount Pleasant. This property is only minutes from your local sports fields and historic Charleston. We provide oversized guest rooms with hardwood floors and upscale amenities. Enjoy a 24/7 marketplace, fitness center, laundry, and outdoor pool. Host team meetings in our boardroom or gather at our restaurant 17 North. Call 843-849-9677 to book today. Little luxuries, big difference. Cambria Hotel Mount Pleasant.
Return to the field. Score the winning shot. Beat your personal record. Team up with MUSC Health Sports Medicine for all your sports-related injury care and rehabilitation. MUSC Health is the official sports medicine provider for your favorite local teams. From semi-pro athletes to weekend warriors, our sports medicine team provides state-of-the-art injury prevention, treatment, surgery, and rehabilitation for athletes of all ages. Go where the pros go. Schedule an appointment today.
Hey, girl.
Girl! I do not know the name of this girl. What I do know is Neutral is a tasty seltzer made with real vodka and real fruit juice. This one I know. Little orangey. Neutral. Keep it tasty.
At Papa John's, the Shakaroni is back. It's our extra biggie, ultra foldy, super pepperoni pizza. The biggest of the big, with more cheese, more pepperoni, and more shack. Get the Shakaroni for $12.99. Only at Papa John's. Order now to earn rewards. Yeah.
Top-level talent, electric atmospheres, national exposure. Playing tough, playing together, and playing with passion. This is Seed.
Injured and thinking of taking on the insurance company alone? Hit the brakes. Call all nines right now. George Sink Injury Lawyers.
Anything you say or sign can and will be used against you by the insurance company.
Don't go it alone. Hit the brakes and call us first.
Hit the brakes.
We'll take care of everything, so you don't have to.
Get George Sink Law Firm on the line. Call 999-9999.
You can have live college sports in your hand this year with the brand new Varsity Network app. Hear live, play-by-play, and keep up with your favorite teams and audio broadcasts no matter where you are with this free new app. Be sure to download the Varsity Network app today. This March, you can listen to exclusive Westwood One coverage of the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournaments for free on the Varsity app. Powered by Learfield. Listen to every game at a truly unique listening experience. It's all free. Search NCAA Championships.
Here we go.
Here I go again on my own.
Introducing the all-new TD Clear credit card with no late fees and no interest, just a simple monthly fee. That's predictability, even when expenses aren't.
$4? That's bananas.
It's a pear. Oh, man.
The all-new TD Clear credit card. That's how credit can be unexpectedly human. Call 1-844-TD-CLEAR for details about credit costs and terms.
Restoration is more than walls. It's more than paint. It's more than cleaning. That's the thing we'll never forget. For Belfour, it's your memories. It's your life's passion. It's your home. Belfour, restoring more than property.
At Charleston, we're building a family.
a legacy.
NIL helps us keep our focus on school and on basketball.
Every dollar goes towards supporting student athletes.
It helps us take care of what we need, so we give our all on the court.
With your support, we can keep bringing championships home and growing this program. This is Charleston's time.
To join the movement, visit thecharlestonedge.com today.
Go Cougs!
The lights are on, and there's plenty at home here in Charleston as we get set for tip-off. About 6 minutes to go. We wait on Charleston and Liberty. Braden Mack, the son of head coach Chris Mack for the Charleston Cougars, putting on a show over here. Getting warm, getting loose. A few years away from his eligibility, but I'm sure we'll see him somewhere in a uniform down the line as the Charleston Cougars come back to the floor.
Yeah, I just hope he's not a walk-on for his dad.
Liberty coming into the game 3-1 overall. Charleston at 3-0. And again, in front of a sold-out crowd. They have sold out the season tickets here. There is not a ticket available to come to a Charleston game this season through Charleston. Got to find them all on the secondary market.
They've developed a nice little fan base here, a nice little culture, and a nice little home court advantage. Friday night's atmosphere was about as fun of an atmosphere as I've been in a long time. It also helped that we had a thrilling game. Hopefully we'll have another level of excitement just like that as well.
Very intimate atmosphere here at Charleston. Take a look down at the student section over to our left. Packed in today on a Sunday afternoon.
Nice that the lights are on now as well. Did AD Matt Roberts go over there and pay the electric bill?
Yeah, he flipped the switch. He flipped the switch, and, you know, again, refs are coming back out. Everybody's out there. C.J. Fulton. Yeah, I talked to Chris Mack there for a minute, and he said he really doesn't know whether C.J. Fulton's going to go right now. They didn't practice yesterday, obviously, in between the two games. They've got Citadel coming up on Wednesday. And I think he's a little bit worried right now of C.J. He wants to protect his starting point guard. So he wants to make sure he's okay so that he doesn't risk losing C.J. Fulton long term.
Yeah, he looks like he's moving around pretty well. He's running, he's stopping, he's starting. I think that he's going to end up being fine. I also don't believe Chris Mack when he says I don't know if he's going to go. I think he's playing coy.
So let me get this straight. Dr. Rob just diagnosed him from here, Paul. Dr. Rob said he's okay. He's good to go. He's cleared?
Yeah, I just cleared him.
Good.
He's ready to play.
All right.
He's moving.
You heard it
Get
there.
him out there.
You heard it there from Dr. Rob.
Get him out there.
No, I mean, if you have your jersey on and you're going through warm-ups like this, I don't think that
I think he wants to play.
I think he wants to play as well. And it might be something where he's going to try to limit the minutes that he gets just to limit the wear and tear on it. Would be my guess is what the situation is, especially if they're playing again later this week, but we'll see.
See, to me, I think you'd see if he can go today, get him in there. And if, again, he's hobbling around, he doesn't look good, he comes out and tells you he can't go, that's fine. To me, the game that you probably sit him is Citadel. Because I think you need him in this game. Against this backcourt, I mean, these guys, Matheny and Porter are the real deal. They may not look like it, but those guys can play, and they complement each other very, very well. And the other thing with College of Charleston, guys, is they don't really have a backup point guard. They don't have a guy that you can just give the ball to and say, hey, you know what? I know they're going to take care of the ball. They're going to make the right decisions. So it'll be interesting if he doesn't go or he doesn't play big minutes, how they'll be able to handle Liberty's guards.
Yeah, all of a sudden, this was a team that was 9, 10 deep. They're getting, you're losing a little bit of that depth. You're losing a little bit of those weapons off the bench now that both Daywilk and Debo are going to be starting, and Jackson Prunty is not going to be available. They've been banged up a lot this year. Obviously, Debo coming back from the ACL. A.J. Smith missed the game with a hit pointer. C.J. Fulton's banged up now. Jackson Prunty's going to be out for a couple of weeks here, you said. So,
yeah, Prunty. It sounds like Prunty's going to be at least 2-3 weeks from coming back, and he had quickly developed into a guy that Chris Mack could really trust and be a supplementary ball handler, kind of take some of the pressure off. So if you play Tavares with Prunty, you feel a little bit better, right? If you put multiple guys in there that can make plays, you really don't want Aaron Board to have to handle any of that coming back in his second game.
Yeah, and that is a shame for Jackson Prunty because you could see it on his face as soon as it happened the other night. Went immediately over to the bench.
He was mad. He was not happy about it. So what's the key matchup for you here tonight, Jeff?
Well, the key matchup is always how you try to guard Ante Brzovic, because he can hurt you in so many different ways. How do you choose to guard him, right? They don't have a rim protector. Neither team really has a rim protector. So Aquino was really good defensively last night. So do you throw Aquino on him eventually? Do you rotate guys? Brzovic is a guy, again, that can post you. He can face up. He can pass it.
I think you have to put Aquino. I don't think you have a choice. Yeah. To me, the key for this game, where it's going to get decided, is what happens with Lazar Djokovic. And the reason I say that is he is big enough, he is athletic enough, he is physical enough that he could really cause Liberty some problems. He's every bit of 6'11", 230 pounds. And the guy that's going to be matched up on him is either 6'6", Division II transfer Javon Moffmer, or Zach Cleveland, who's more of like a 6'7", kind of small ball four. And if he is able to take advantage of his size and athleticism, like this could be a game where he gets 15 and 10 if he puts it all together. But we've been saying that about Lazar for a while, so.
Yeah, he's got to step up. He knows it, but he hit a couple free throws down the stretch the other night. Maybe he's got that confidence back a little bit and can build on that.
Yeah, the other part of it is on the defensive end of the floor for him, right? Zach Cleveland, we saw him down the stretch of that game last night be the guy that kind of became the secondary creator and secondary playmaker for Liberty. And I promise you, Richie McKay saw the film of what happened with Baba Miller early on in that game on Friday. And we'll see if Zach Cleveland's going to be able to kind of take advantage of Lazar on the defensive end of the floor.
We'll go through the starting lineups here for both teams. First, for the College of Charleston, it'll be A.J. Smith, Darren Boyd, Dewok Tavares, Ante Brzovic, and Lazar Djokovic. On the other side for Liberty, it's Colin Porter, Caden Matheny, Owen Aquino, Zach Cleveland, and Javon Moffmer.
One other place that I really do think that Charleston's going to be able to kind of take advantage of Liberty from a size perspective is in the backcourt. We talked about it on Saturday's broadcast, but the team likes to make fun of Colin Porter a little bit and say that, he's listed at 5'10". He might not be quite 5'10", maybe 5'10" with the beanie on and basketball shoes. And Caden Matheny's not all that much bigger than him. He calls himself 5'10" and a half, listed at 5'11". And if there's one thing that you can tell about Debo, Darian Boyd, when he gets out here, is that he is built like a freight train. He is built like he shouldn't be playing basketball on Sundays. He should be playing football on Sundays. And him and Dewok as well. He's got a little more size. Dewok was out here shooting last night after the FAU Liberty game. for a while. Stole a slice of pizza from us.
Yeah, you were ready to go hit the town in Charleston, and instead Daywilk, mature as he was the only one in the gym still shooting, and you know what? It's paid off because he's had an unbelievable start to this season after a rocky, I would say, preseason in which he was trying to kind of figure things out. I talked to him about it last night. You know, but he's given him a huge lift, especially with his scoring right out of the gates. He's been great early on in the games to kind of get him going.
Yeah, Tavares had 17 points the other night against FAU, a couple of rebounds, 6 for 11 from the field. Lazar Djokovic scored in double figures the other night, but still looking for a little more out of Lazar.
Yeah, he hasn't found his groove yet. And this is a kid who didn't play a lot last year at Xavier because he was injured. They had very high hopes for him. He transfers over from Sean Miller to Chris Mack. He's been hurt most of the preseason with a knee, then another finger injury. So he's still trying to kind of get comfortable. Not even with this offense, just in college basketball, because he hasn't played a lot.
Yeah, one of the biggest issues with him is he hasn't quite figured out who he is and how he can be effective in his own skin, if that makes sense. He is 6'11", 225, 230. Matt told us he can touch 12 on the Burton, and he doesn't play like that. You want to see him go up and dunk this. You want to see him get up there in the sky and grab rebounds the way that we saw Owen Aquino do it last night. And he has not quite been able to get to that level and put that together on a consistent basis. You see flashes of it, but you want to see more of it, right? One of the things that Mac told us before the season is that Lazar is as good as anybody, as any big that he's ever had at moving his feet and getting out on the perimeter and switching and playing ball screens defensively. And we didn't really see that on Friday night. And we were just talking about Zach Cleveland. I do think that's going to be something that's really important for Charleston if they're going to get this win here, because Zach Cleveland is a guy with his ball handling ability that can take advantage of it.
Ready to go from Charleston, Ante Berzovic out to the jump circle. Owen Aquino there as well for Liberty. Charleston wins the tip, and we're underway at 26 minutes past 4 o'clock. So a little delayed here because of that lighting issue, but nonetheless, we're playing basketball at TD Arena. Charleston in the home whites, Liberty in the road blues this afternoon. Berzovic going to work after 39 the other night, trying to get the scoring started, but a good defensive effort from Liberty keeps him off the board on the first possession.
And you see right away Zach Cleveland is the one bringing the ball up against Lazar Djokovic here.
Porter had a tough night from 3 yesterday. Porter looking around, goes underneath to Cleveland, and he gets a roll. It's Liberty on the board. Cleveland yesterday, 11 points, all-conference USA preseason player. Tavares has it knocked away, stolen by the Flames.
Quick hands there by Colin Porter. You know, he doesn't have the size, but he is stocky, he is strong, and he is a really good defender with quick hands.
Porter a kick into the corner for Aquino. Djokovic right on him, swats it away, but Porter's still with it. Matheny, and it's 5-0 Flames early. Matheny, after 19 yesterday, was 4 for 12 from 3. Hits his first.
One thing you cannot do is leave him open and let him get going. He can get hot, and he can get hot in a hurry. He scored 12 points in the first 4 minutes last night.
And he doesn't need much space to do it. I mean, again, he's got such deep range and such a quick release, and a point guard who finds him.
Yeah, slick no-look pass there from Colin Porter, who had 6 assists yesterday. Porter already with 2 today. He's assisted on both made baskets for Liberty. Chris Mack a little frustrated with the start for his team. A couple of possessions down the way. Stagnant offensively. They've been stifled by Liberty.
That's one foul already on Aquino, and they're immediately going to the bench to get Isaiah Eaton there. Richie McKay does not want his big fella to get in foul trouble early against Ante Brzovic.
Good job.
Is that better?
There it is.
Much better.
Charleston, Dewalt Tavares. Porter asking for some space. Feeds down low to Cleveland with the left hand. Nifty move. And it's a 7-2 Liberty burst. Djokovic has a bit of a size advantage on Cleveland. Spins, throws it up. Wild shot.
And that's kind of what we were talking about there with the Lazar, is that he tried to make that spin move. Didn't quite have his balance. Was knocked off balance by a smaller defender. Slow getting back on defense. Zach Cleveland, 6 points here early on. Quick start.
Brzovic hasn't scored yet. Goes to the left. Air ball, Djokovic, the putback.
That right there is what he needs to be doing.
Crash the glass.
This is the matchup where he can take advantage of his size. Go get those offensive rebounds. Go clean up that mess. Get layups, man. It's easy.
Porter circling the baseline. Now he goes down underneath and misses the layup. Does Enan.
I'll tell you what, that was a really, really smart play by Zach Cleveland there. I know he missed the layup, but he was in the corner and his man was helping on that lob, and he ran to the strong side of the floor and opened up that entire lane for Isaiah Eaton. He's got to finish that.
A.J. Smith a little out of control there. Trying to draw the contact. Now Matheny, no look pass. Cycle it around to Porter, who drives and nearly turns the ball over.
And the game for the Cougars, number 8, Utah Stoltz.
Kick into the backcourt, Cleveland with 9 on the shot clock. Enan take a 3, off the mark. Isaiah Enan now just 1 for 12 on the season from 3, but Eustace Stonkus kind of missed the pass. Immediately back the other way. Cleveland down the lane, and he'll go to the line for 2. Blistering start here for Liberty.
Really good start offensively, and we talked about Zach Cleveland. That makes me feel really smart here. Your luck of being able to talk things into existence must have rubbed off on me a little bit here. But
about time.
He's been aggressive. He's been going to the basket. He's got 6 points here early, a couple of rebounds. And he is a guy where he's not known as a scorer, right? He's a bit unselfish, and his ability to pass is kind of what makes him special. We saw that on the game-winning bucket down there in last night's game. But getting to the basket, getting fouled, he's been a problem. Chris Mack's going to have to find an answer.
I'm so impressed with his versatility, Zach Cleveland. You know, I feel like you can run things through him. He can score around the basket, makes people better.
1 for 2 from the line for Cleveland, where he has really struggled this season. Now just 7 for 16 on the year from the free throw line. We saw that yesterday. Boyd looking for space. Instead, they'll go to Djokovic, his 3rd shot of the day.
Wasn't a bad shot. He just hasn't made a ton of threes so far this season. Like to see him around the basket a little bit more.
That early in the shot clock before the guy that's averaging 33 points a game gets a touch is probably not the shot that Chris Mack has.
Djokovic has not made a 3 at all yet this season. Now 0 for 4. Boyd got Peter off his feet momentarily. Brzovic trying to spin on Enan, and he draws the foul on Isaiah Enan, which will send us to our first break. A 10-4 Liberty run on the field of 68 and the CW.
Return to the field. Score the winning shot. Beat your personal record. Team up with MUSC Health Sports Medicine for for all your sports-related injury care and rehabilitation. MUSC Health is the official sports medicine provider for your favorite local teams. From semi-pro athletes to weekend warriors, our sports medicine team provides state-of-the-art injury prevention, treatment, surgery, and rehabilitation for athletes of all ages. Go where the pros go. Schedule an appointment today.
Here we go.
Introducing the all-new TD Clear credit card with no late fees and no interest, just a simple monthly fee. That's predictability, even when expenses aren't.
$4? That's bananas.
It's a pear. Oh, man.
The all-new TD Clear credit card. That's how credit can be unexpectedly human. Call 1-844-TD.
To build your winning team right here, right now. Call the Pepper Law Firm today.
Liberty up early on Charleston. We take a look at how Liberty has gotten to this point. 3-1 on the season. Got a win over Valpo in a neutral site game to open the year. Then a nail-biter against Seattle before a comfortable win in a non-D1 game against Carolina University before losing yesterday in overtime to Florida Atlantic. They've been led by Caden Matheny at almost 17 points per game this year, Rob. It has been a pretty good start to the year, but what are you looking for today for more out of Liberty?
Well, I think what's going to be interesting is that they run a very different defensive scheme than what Florida Atlantic did. Florida Atlantic didn't really play defense, whereas Liberty they run a pack line similar to what Tony Bennett at Virginia ran. And what that means is there's going to be a lot of help. They're going to pack all of the help side defenders towards the lane in the paint. They're going to try to take away paint touches and post touches, and they're going to make you make jump shots over long closeout defenders. See David Tavares doing exactly that.
Tavares hits the first three of the day for Charleston. Tavares on the year now 6 for 13 from three. And the other bit of news here for Charleston, CJ Fulton into the game. Liberty turns the ball over and out of the under 16 timeout.
Dr. Rob strikes again. I will accept your apology whenever you're ready to give it. Good one.
Dr. Rob.
Dr. Rob.
All right. Well, let's see how effective CJ Fulton is now. Obviously, the good thing at this point is, he's playing with Daywelk, who's been good so far this game.
Tavares, they go down into the corner here. Berzovic, he'll try a three. Knocks it down. Ante Berzovic has 5 early ones.
So Liberty does a really good job of making sure that Brozovic doesn't get touches in the post. And what does he do? Steps outside, knocks down the three over the top of your defender. Good luck, Gardner.
Came into the game shooting 60% from three. So this is a guy who, again, it's pick your poison with.
What's interesting here is that Liberty now has both of their traditional 5-men, their biggest guys, in Owen Aquino and Isaiah Enan on the bench. Zach Cleveland, our guy, is guarding Ante Brozovic. He's playing a little bit of small ball 5. We'll see how well that works out for them.
Back-to-back threes in the last minute for Charleston. Now Berzovic has 5.
It did not work out very well for him.
Nope.
They were going to bring help, but he was so quick on that spin move, it didn't matter.
Yeah, he is so good at that. When you get the ball to him in the block, he's going to feel where you are. And if he feels you on your hip, then he's spinning you. And if that spin is so quick, you're dead. You don't have a chance.
Charleston on an 8-0 run right now. Liberty hasn't scored in 2.5 minutes. And an offensive foul on a little push-off there from Liberty. You can see right there kind of using that arm to wrap around. You can't do that. We've seen it called several times here over the weekend.
I'm surprised we didn't have to go to a review for a hook and hold there.
I was going to tee you up for that one, Doster. You didn't let me down. Tavares will take another three. In and out.
He is not shy, though, is he?
You know, if he would have spent 10 more minutes in the gym shooting, maybe that one would have down.
Or not have the piece of pizza that you gave him.
I know, right? That's probably what it was, is weighing him down too much. It was only cheese, though. He didn't have a slice of the sausage and the bacon. So I think he's fine. As long as he can handle dairy.
Fulton looking for Berzovic. Aquino. Berzovic too strong.
I think it's such a risk to allow him to play one-on-one down there, especially when the guy you have guarding him already has a foul. You know, you don't want to let your big guy get into foul trouble. If you pick up a second this early in the game, you see a great move there. Moffmer.
And the foul. He had such a tough day yesterday, Moffmer did. He was 0 for 7 from the field. He did not make a three, 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. And here, less than 8 minutes into the game, Moffmer putting a stamp on this one. A quick bucket and a foul as Lazar Djokovic comes back in for Charleston. That foul going on Ante Berzovic, his first.
That is something to know because he did just pick up his first foul there. With the amount of minutes that he plays, keeping him out of foul trouble is big. And also smart by Chris Mackey, sneaking in a chance to get him an extra 30, 45 seconds on the bench. You know, missing the free throws, and then you get him into the TV timeout.
C.J. Fulton up to Boyd. Darian Boyd back to Fulton, and Fulton's ankle brace looks like it's come undone. Sticking out. He's going to try a three. It doesn't matter.
It's a shame
he hits it anyway.
It's a shame that he is just so hurt right now. It looks like the Velcro has stopped sticking on his right ankle brace.
Trying to get this to the under 12 timeout, and he can take care of it.
Dr. Rob is also a trainer.
I am.
Cleveland.
When was the last time you saw somebody wearing one of those ankle braces? I feel like it hasn't been around since I was in high school.
CJ looks like you played back when you were in high school.
He really does.
Great pass, Aquino into the corner. Talon Peter was there. Aquino looking again, working hard against Elijah Jones off the front of the rim, and that'll send us to the under 12. Charleston, a huge swing of momentum in that last segment, now winning this one 15-12 early in the first half.
The Charleston Edge Collective is the official NIL collective of the College of Charleston. The Edge exists for student
Would you be surprised to find out that the Field of 68 is home to more than 35 podcasts? More than 25 team-specific podcasts that are hosted by the people that know what fans want the most. The Goodman and Humble podcast, the DTF podcast, the A10 Insider podcast, and the Mountain West podcast. But wait, there's even more. The Field of 68 will be launching the ACC Insider podcast this year. Subscribe to this channel and come along for the ride.
There is no sport in America that is more difficult to follow than college basketball.
it can be overwhelming. That's where the Field of 68 Daily comes into play. The Daily is your go-to source for injury updates, recruiting news, and transfer portal additions that actually matter. For just $50 a year, get access to the same information that your favorite team's coaching staff is subscribed for. Quality content can be hard to find in the college basketball space. The Daily is here to help you with that. Would you be surprised to find out that the Field of 68 is home to more than 35 podcasts? More than 25 team-specific podcasts that are hosted by the people that know what fans want the most. The Goodman and Humble podcast, the DTF podcast, the A10 Insider podcast, and the Mountain West podcast. But wait, there's even more. The Field of 68 will be launching the ACC Insider podcast this year. Subscribe to this channel and come along for the ride.
Take a look here in between timeouts. Look at that, the deuces. We'll see you later. I don't know what he wins, but he wins something. Some applause at least.
It looked like they were racing with boxes of Cheez-Its, and I'll tell you what, I could use some Cheez-Its right now. That sounds like a pretty tasty snack to me. The last 4 minutes, much better on the defensive end for Charleston. Significantly better.
And that was a 9-2 Liberty lead about 3 minutes into the game, and Charleston has controlled since on a 13-3 run.
C.J. Fulton +9 since coming in the game, so shows how much of an impact he has on really both sides of the ball.
Liberty ball out of the timeout. Djokovic guarding Aquino, dumps underneath the Cleveland, outside Porter. Cleveland.
Little 1-3-1 zone here from Chris Mack.
Out of this timeout, they go to the zone. Logo three, Porter short, but an offensive rebound. And Talon Peter was on the sideline before he took that three.
I do feel like there was an element there, guys, of Liberty almost being a little bit too unselfish, right? Like Zach Cleveland's trying to make the perfect pass and get the perfect shot. And I thought that Colin Porter had a look at a pull-up in the lane about 12 feet earlier in the shot clock. It felt like they were just trying to get a little bit too perfect of a shot there.
That's 4 turnovers now for Liberty. Have turned into 5 Charleston points. Make it 7. Lazar Djokovic.
Really nice job to slip that screen, knowing that there wasn't going to be a weak side help. They don't help off that weak side corner.
Well, they don't have no Cleveland, no in there right now. I mean, you can see Lazar Djokovic certainly has a major advantage up front.
Porter trying to navigate the 1-3-1. Aquino nowhere to go. Back out, deep three. No, but an offensive board. That's the second time in as many possessions. Bounce underneath.
Great pass. Great pass.
Xander Yates. That was the first 2-point shot that he's attempted this season. All 11 shots he's taken up to this point have been from beyond the arc. Boyd outside. Stonkus will try a three.
Eustace.
Only 2 points on Friday night. Stonkus now with a three. Charleston up to a 6-point lead, their largest of the night. They've made 6 of their last 8 shots. And then a foul on a three on the other end will send Liberty the line. Xander Yates will shoot 3. So after Xander Yates hadn't taken a 2 yet this year, he'll now shoot his first free throws of the season.
Yeah, that was a really good job by Liberty, getting the ball into the middle of that zone. If you want to be able to beat a zone, you got to get it into the teeth and hit people on the outside knocking down threes. It's a lot easier to make a three off a catch where the ball's coming from in the paint out to you than it is on something where you're swinging the ball on the outside or it gets floated over the top of one of these defenders on the perimeter. You got to get a paint touch against the zone.
Yates shooting 2 more after he was fouled in the corner on that three by Darian Boyd, and he's missed the first 2.
He needs to just take a step back, man. He doesn't miss threes when he's open. Get back to that three-point line. Shoot your free throws from there.
You ever seen anybody do that? take like a full step back.
There was someone that
there
was someone that used to do that. I can't remember who it was, but he would stand in the middle of that.
And he missed all 3 free throws. You don't see that too often. All 3. 20-14 Charleston. Stonkus just hit a 3. Smith coming around to cut, has it rejected by Aquino.
Liberty now 1 for 6 from the line tonight, 1 for 5 from beyond the arc. You're not going to be able to beat Charleston in their building doing that.
CJ Fulton will inbound with 13 on the shot clock. Size advantage here for Stonkus.
Ooh.
And an offensive foul.
He was just waiting to time that up. You know, the problem is, I don't like that call because Matheny is very obviously just falling down, right? But if you are Eustace and you're a post player and you're trying to back a guy down like that, you have to know that as soon as you make contact, that defender is just waiting for you to hit them hard enough. The ref is sitting there staring right at it, and as soon as he goes down, they're going to call, like, you just can't back someone down like that. He's going to flop. The ref's going to call it. That's what it is in college basketball in 2024.
Porter cross-court pass for 3. Stonkus wisely pulls up. We've seen Charleston with a couple of turnovers. Liberty active hands on the way up the court in transition. CJ Fulton looking on the slip down to Brzovic, who has it stripped.
Defense. Great help side defense there by Isaiah Neiman.
Aquino trying to slip down. Porter nowhere to go. Bounce pass, drops it off to Aquino, and that goes out of bounds. Aquino was on the baseline.
You know, one thing we saw yesterday, guys, at the start of that game was Florida Atlantic come out a little bit sluggish, a little bit slow, and looked like a team that had played a double overtime game the night before. And right now I think Liberty looks a little bit like a team that played 45 minutes last night.
Liberty just 1 for their last 7. Djokovic. Fulton trying to use a screen from Brzovic. Instead he'll take a step back, long 2. Liberty can't corral it, stays with the Cougars.
This also, and now we've seen, Rob, this Charleston team for almost 2.5 games. This might be the best they've looked defensively in this half that we've seen.
I mean, they've been good, but there it is. They love that out-of-bounds play.
The ear touch underneath, and it didn't work that time. Chris Mack has been running that play for close to 15 years. Daywilk Tavares ran into a screen. Porter had some room for a 3. Instead, it's Cleveland on Tavares.
I was going to say, Jeff, I did think that
Matheny with the right hand. That's the second time we've seen him do that in this event.
I think Liberty's actually been getting some decent looks, especially from 3. The shots aren't really going down. But I will say that Charleston played much better defensively at the start of this game than they were at the start of the Florida Atlantic game.
Brzovic has it rejected, but he's fouled. So Charleston maintaining a little lead. They haven't scored in the last 2.5 minutes, but a 4-point edge for the home team.
Need Charleston's plumbing experts? Call Charlie. Charlestown Plumbing is the Lone Country's only in-house full-service plumbing company. That's why you can trust Charlie for projects from leaky faucets to pipelining services. Plumbing emergency? No need to worry. You can call Charlie 24/7. When you call Charlie, you're guaranteed next-level professionalism with a splash of Southern charm. Call Charlie for swift, smooth, and reliable service today.
Injured and thinking of taking on the insurance company alone? Hit the brakes. Call all 9s right now. George Sink Injury Lawyers.
Anything you say or sign can and will be used against you by the insurance company.
Don't go it alone. Hit the brakes and call us first.
Hit the brakes.
We'll take care of everything, so you don't have to.
Get George Sink Law Firm on the line. Call 999-9999.
Restoration is more than walls. It's more than paint. It's more than cleaning. That's the thing we'll never forget. For Belfour, it's your memories. It's your life's passion. It's your home. Belfour, restoring more than property.
When people talk about Mercedes, they think about quality.
One of the proudest things that I think I've seen is the development and opportunities for people.
To see how far that I can grow within the company.
Something my grandparents never seen before, electric vans, just to be a part of that, that's something I'm proud of.
We are Mercedes-Benz Vans Charleston.
We are
Mercedes-Benz Vans Charleston.
I am so proud to say I worked there. I helped build that van.
Charleston leads the final game of the Field of 68 tip-off here in 2024 by 4. Take a look. Charleston coming into today 3-0 on the season, coming off that 119-116 double overtime win on Friday afternoon against Florida Atlantic. And they feature, as we have talked about so often, the nation's leading scorer in Ante Berzovic, and somebody who decided to stay here at Charleston instead of maybe pursuing a different path after a coaching change.
Yeah, and I talked to him at length about it, and a lot of people thought he was going to follow Pat Kelsey to Louisville. And instead, he decides to stay here with Chris Mack, a new coach who he didn't know much about. Part of it was certainly the NIL, but he could have made more going somewhere else. It was the opportunity to kind of be the guy, right, and play extended minutes and be a focal point of this team. Plus, he loves Charleston. He said it. He's on King Street all the time. What's the name of the coffee shop that we went to this morning?
Cafecito.
Cafecito. He goes 3 times a day and has 3 iced lattes.
Well, one, I'm going to go ahead and judge him for the iced latte. If you're not getting a cup of coffee, I don't know how you living your life correctly. I think you've rubbed off on a little bit. We might need to get you out of Charleston. Also, Cafecito, delicious Cuban breakfast sandwich. I got it with bacon on it, fried egg.
We'll find out after the game if he's had that before too. But whatever he's done, Cafecito, it's worked for him so far this season.
Yeah, you mentioned that NIL might have gotten more NIL had he gone to Louisville. We know how much some of those guys are getting. He probably would have gotten more NIL had he gone to Louisville.
And they need it for the, Cafecito is not cheap either. So,
I'm used to those Northeast coffee shops, and it was nice to walk in and not have to pay $6 for a cup of coffee.
Do you think Ante Berzovic is at all feeling the effects of a 49-minute outing the other night, Rob?
Doesn't look like it. He's a guy to me that does kind of let the game come to him a little bit. He's not even the other night. He kind of got off to a little bit of a slow start, but it's because he lets other people get into the rhythm of the game. And I think when you are a big man, you kind of have to do that because it's difficult as a 5 to be able to set yourself up, right? For the most part, you have to have guards that can get you the ball where you can be effective if you're a big guy. And that's why we talk so much about the importance of point guard play, not just in college basketball, but in basketball generally. You have to have someone that can get the guys that can score the ball in the spots where they can score.
And that's where Fulton's been so good because they've played together a year. And what is C.J. Fulton's biggest strength, Paul? It's really his command of the game, right? I mean, he can throw a low post entry pass. He finds guys, and he makes life a lot easier for Ante.
I think his biggest strength is the ability to make ankle injuries look like they don't exist.
Isaiah Enan's now 7 for 8 from the line to tie the game. 7 for 8 for the season for Enan. Matheny to Porter. I'm just being patient here. Again on the baseline. Kick in the corner. Way short. That may have even gotten tipped.
No reset on that shot clock after the air ball.
5 for Matheny. I don't know if he knows it. Matheny doesn't know the shot clock's down. Now he sees it, has to throw it up, and it's an air ball for Caden Matheny. Matheny averaging almost 17 points on the season. Has 5 tonight, second on the team in scoring behind Zach Cleveland, who has 7. Both of them are all Conference USA preseason players this year.
One thing I do think we need to mention here is that Owen Aquino went to the bench with his second foul before that last break. That's why you see Isaiah Enan out there right now. Aquino is the junior college transfer that has been one of the more impactful big guys and one of the players that Richie McKay brought in to kind of change the way that Liberty can play.
Boyd, mid-range pull-up, and he gets fouled on the way up by Moffmer. That's his first.
Yeah, Boyd's been quiet so far. You know, last game he came in, hadn't played in 8.5 months. Lipscomb transfer, averaged about 17 a game. And he comes in last game, and he wasted no time. I mean, played over 30 minutes, scored it, shot it well. And today, again, he's got to get going, especially with Fulton not at 100%.
You look at these teams and how they stacked up coming into the game. This is a Charleston team that averaged over 98 points per game in their first 3. Liberty just hit 76, but Charleston allowing 89 a game. The offensive rebound off the free throw, and it's a 3-point Cougar lead.
That's what Elijah Jones does well. He is a rebounder, he is a hustle guy, he is a glue guy, and he is the guy that can make plays like that through pure effort. Back to the 1-3-1 here for Liberty.
Wide open in the corner. McKay takes a 3. It's off the mark. Gabriel McKay, Richie McKay's son, head coach of the Flames. Tavares will reset. Has 5 on the night. Just behind Berzovic's 6. He'll take another 3. The rebound controlled by the Flames. 24-21 Charleston into a Liberty timeout. 3-point Charleston lead. It's kind of been a sluggish last few minutes for both of these teams offensively. But again, Charleston with the slim edge on the field of 68 and the CW.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know them. Yes, you love them.
Now that college basketball season is back in full swing, I need to remind you guys about our partners over at Autograph, where the real college hoops fans reside. The Autograph app curates all of the best content for every sports fan and every sports fan's favorite team. Podcasts, blogs, analysis. It's all there without the nonsense from the talking heads that don't actually watch the games. And there's a bonus. Consuming content on the Autograph app earns you coins that can be redeemed for rewards for things like no-fee tickets or signed jerseys from your favorite players. There are a couple new features in the app that I need to let you guys know about as well. Autograph Replay gives you a quick hitting summary of the previous day's news so you can keep track of all the important things going on with your favorite teams. And Autograph Rooms allows you to chat in real time with the true voices of fandom within your team's community. So go to the link in the description or scan that QR code on your screen and download the Autograph app. Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Charleston leading Liberty 24-21 as we take a look at the difference between these two schools. And Charleston, obviously, here in South Carolina. Liberty coming south from Lynchburg. This will be held at Liberty next season.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to Lynchburg. I mean, third year next year of the round robin, the Field of 68 tip-off, and 3 guys who started it. Richie McKay's the only one left. You know, Dusty May gone from FAU, Pat Kelsey, and now in Louisville, and Richie McKay looking forward next year to getting to host one of these, and especially if they don't come away with a win today, they'll be 0-4 in the event.
Does that say that
Liberty
has
not
an
96,000.
Yes. People?
Yes, that is a typo.
It's a big school.
Well,
it should be a fun environment.
That would be the biggest school in America.
It's kind of a typo. They have a massive online enrollment, so they count that as part of their enrollment. But Liberty is a huge school. It is in Lynchburg, as a native of Virginia myself. Down in Lynchburg, it is a massive campus with a premier athletic program. 3-ball on the way. Porter knocks it down.
Colin Porter's feeling pretty good tonight. We know him as the passer, and we talked about that quite a bit on Saturday night. But he's come out here. He's knocked down a couple of tough threes, gotten a shot off the spike, going up against the bigger defender.
Djokovic. And he'll shoot a pair.
Lazar's look better tonight. This is probably the best we've seen him on both ends of the court. To me, he's been more aggressive. Defensively, I think he's been more sound. And just play tougher.
He had a dunk. This is our 3rd game broadcasting Charleston. Lazar is 6'11", plays around the basket, can touch 12 foot on the backboard, and that's it. And we saw him get a dunk. That's what he needs to do more. And I know he didn't dunk that, he didn't finish that, but rolling to the basket, getting fouled in the lane, that stuff matters. Go get to the free throw line, see a couple go in. And then maybe the next time he gets a shot, a 3 from the corner, it's going to go down because he's in a little bit more rhythm. You know, I think
it's confidence about him. As much as anything, we know goal ability. It's all about confidence and reps.
I think, to me, it's just figuring out. You know, sometimes when guys are that physically gifted, it takes them a little bit of time to figure out that they are that physically gifted, like what they can actually do. You know, I think it's a great pass. I think it's the kind of situation where he doesn't quite realize how good he should be. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Enan can't get the pass. Here goes Djokovic, and he's fouled. He'll shoot again.
And again, getting out, running on the wing. You know, I think he was going to go up and try to dunk that. Part of it was, you know, he got the foul and got in the way, but that's the stuff that you want from him. Get out and showcase that athleticism. He can run, man. Like, he can get out and transition.
Well, he's just not tentative anymore. But that's the biggest difference right now. I don't think he's thinking as much. And, again, just trying to, like you said, trying to get out there and dunk on somebody.
Now 3 for 3 from the line as Djokovic came into the game today. 7 for 10 on the season. Misses the second. The 3-point lead for Charleston as we kind of get down toward halftime here. Wofford driving. Berzovic out to get him with 13 on the shot clock. Enan, too strong. Rebound, Djokovic.
That's the second one that Enan has missed right at the rim. And those are killers. But it also shows you a little bit about the value of having someone with that kind of length and athleticism around the basket. And there you go. There's Lazar.
Djokovic.
He missed it, but that's a good move. That's what you want from him. He thought about taking that 3.
Moffmer will shoot 2.
If I'm Chris Mack, I take that miss, right?
That's 100%.
Those are the ones that
you want to see him taking those shots instead of settling for 3s. He had the open 3. And instead, he put it on the floor and drove the basket.
And you know what Mack is over there saying right now? He's saying that was the exact same foul on that end of the floor that they got called for on this end of the floor. I don't know if I agree with that entirely, but
officials tonight: Lee Castle, A.J. Desai, and Isaac Barnett. Liberty has not shot the free throws well in this tournament. Now just 3 for 9 today. That is a killer, fellas, and a close game to leave so many points at the line.
For a skilled team.
Yeah.
For a team that you know Richie McKay is going to look at that after the game, and that could be the difference.
Closing minutes of the first half. Fulton, we weren't sure Fulton was going to play today. We've seen him in here for a large part of this first half, and it's Berzovich off the pass from Fulton.
When he gets the ball on that block, if you're going to let him get over that right shoulder and get to that left hand, you don't have a shot. You might as well just give him the 2 points.
Cleveland kind of dancing around. Enan looked at the basket. Not a particularly good three-point shooter is Isaiah Enan. One hand, Cleveland again will go to the line. Charleston fans starting to get a little frustrated here. I thought that was a physical play.
I don't know. He might have rolled him out of bounds a little bit.
Cleveland.
Those are Cleveland's first points since about the first 5 minutes of the game. You know, he did a really good job early on at taking advantage of that mismatch and getting to the rim and getting to the basket. And he's let the game come to him a little bit. He's been a little bit more unselfish. I do think he needs to be more aggressive offensively because he could do it. He can get to the line, he can draw fouls, he can make things happen.
Now the game's leading scorer with 9 points. It's Fulton. They're really going to Lazar Djokovic. Lost it briefly. Boyd looking again to Djokovic, who is down and in some pain.
Looks like he landed right on his left hip. That never feels good. One of the risks of being able to jump that high, Paul, is if your legs get taken out from underneath you, you land hard.
Lazar Djokovic may lead the nation in finding his way to the floor. Feels like he's always on the floor after a shot.
Credit to Liberty here, because I think that was a really good defensive possession from them. One thing they've done well is kind of run Charleston off that three-point line, which is why I think you see.
Oh, he blew the layup.
Another missed layup.
But they get it back. Moffmer blocked, tipped up, no. And Charleston settles it down. What a sequence. Welcome back, college basketball.
We had missed layups over here. We got layups going over the backboard over here. I think that might be the first time I've ever seen someone take a finger roll that went over the shot clock.
That was a 20 seconds that both of these coaches will like to forget.
We just erased that one from the memory bank.
There will be a gap in that footage.
You know what that was right there? That was the end of the half, and these two teams have played overtime the last 2
Cleveland down the lane, throwing it down.
We said it. We said it, Paul. He's got to be able to put the ball on the floor and get to the rim, and that's exactly what he did right there.
Boyd, about a 10-second difference between the shot and game clock. Berzovich with 8 on the day, lost it. And now Liberty can hold for the final shot and take a lead into the half if they can score. And Cleveland threw it away. Matheny lost his footing up ahead to Boyd before the buzzer. And right at the buzzer, we'll see if it counts. They'll count it, but go take a look. Berzovich, for now, beat the horn.
Great hustle there from Berzovich, being able to get down, and
very close.
I don't know if he got that one off, Paul. I don't know if he got that one off.
So they'll take another look. But for now, it's 31-29, Charleston.
And you got to give him credit for putting himself in that position to be able to finish that by hustling down the floor, not assuming that his teammate was going to be able to make that layup. I do believe that we're going to get Chris Mack here at halftime. No basket. The basket is not good. Does not count. He still had it in his hand when
We'll send it over to Jeff Goodman with Chris Mack.
Defensively, you did a good job on the threes. At the end there, you allowed a couple easy ones. What's your overall assessment of your defense?
Not bad. They're a challenge. You know, I think, you know, they've got a couple guys that are great transporters of the basketball that don't offer a whole lot of scoring, but when you're not paying attention to them, they'll fake a handoff, they'll get to the rim, they really spray, you know, for one another. Our offense has to be better, stronger with the ball around the basket. Their physicality, they don't look the part, but man, they fight you ounce for ounce, and so it's a big challenge for our team.
What do you think of how CJ's looked with the ankle so far?
Honestly, I'm surprised he's been able to play as well as he has. You know, he's a tough kid. He played all the last part of the year last year with a turf toe injury. He had surgery on it, and so for him to come out here and just tape it up, his ankle, I'm not surprised.
All right, we got another good one. Thanks.
Basket was no good, so we are tied at 29. 20 minutes down, 20 minutes to go in Game 3 of the Field of 68 tip-off.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
I know, I knew not.
Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens. Now that college basketball season is back in full swing, I need to remind you guys about our partners over at Autograph, where the real college hoops fans reside. The Autograph app curates all of the best content for every sports fan and every sports fan's favorite team. Podcasts, blogs, analysis. It's all there without the nonsense from the talking heads that don't actually watch the games. And there's a bonus. Consuming content on the Autograph app earns you coins that can be redeemed for rewards for things like no-fee tickets or signed jerseys from your favorite players. There are a couple new features in the app that I need to let you guys know about as well. Autograph Replay gives you a quick-hitting summary of the previous day's news so you can keep track of all the important things going on with your favorite teams. And Autograph Rooms allows you to chat in real time with the true voices of fandom within your team's community. So go to the link in the description or scan that QR code on your screen and download the Autograph app. Would you be surprised to find out that the Field of 68 is home to more than 35 podcasts? More than 25 team-specific podcasts that are hosted by the people that know what fans want the most. The Goodman and Hummel podcast, the DTF podcast, the A10 Insider podcast, and the Mountain West podcast. But wait, there's even more. The Field of 68 will be launching the ACC Insider podcast this year. Subscribe to this channel and come along for the ride. There is no sport in America that is more difficult to follow than college basketball. It can be overwhelming. That's where the Field of 68 Daily comes into play. The Daily is your go-to source for injury updates, recruiting news, and transfer portal additions that actually matter. For just $50 a year, get access to the same information that your favorite team's coaching staff is subscribed for. Quality content can be hard to find in the college basketball space. The Daily is here to help you with that.
How did we get to this point, Rob Doster? We'll take a look here at the first half of action. 29 all between Charleston and Liberty. And it wasn't the prettiest at times, but it's still tied with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, really impressive defensive effort, I think, in that first half from Liberty, being able to kind of limit what Ante Brozovic was able to get, limit what Darian Boyd was able to get. I thought they did a good job at kind of taking Charleston out of their rhythm on the offensive end of the floor. As you can see, Ante there getting the spin move and the layup at the opposite end of the bucket. But I think that Liberty, if I'm Richie McKay right now, I think that I feel pretty good about where my team is at this point heading into the half because, like we said, they missed a bunch of free throws, they missed a bunch of three-pointers, they missed a bunch of open looks. I think I counted at least 3 layups. I don't know if you had 3 layups at the rim they could have finished. I thought that Liberty actually played the better half and probably feels a bit unlucky to not go into that break up 6 or 7 points.
Yeah, Liberty just 6 for 12 from the line and 3 for 11 from 3. Charleston a little more efficient, 4 for 7 from 3, 5 for 8 from the line, but still tied at 29 at the break. You're watching the Field of 68 tip-off event on the Field of 68's YouTube channel and locally on the CW.
Do you need your fix of college?
Hendrick. Getting cash for your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Hendrick Buys Cars. Step 1, visit HendrickBuysCars.com. Enter your license plate number or VIN. Step 2, answer some simple questions and receive a cash offer in seconds. Step 3, claim your offer and you're good to go. It's the easy way to sell your car fast. We'll even come and pick it up. Get cash for your car now and you don't have to buy one of ours. Learn more at HendrickBuysCars.com.
To build your winning team right here, right now. Call the Pepper Law Firm today.
The College of Charleston is the place where big ideas come to life, where you can start a business, study abroad, or change the world. A College of Charleston education will transform you. You'll become flexible and adaptable in the face of change. You'll chart your own course and make contributions in ways that matter in a community that values diverse thought with opportunities like no other. In a city like no other, the College of Charleston is like no other.
Our team is ready to welcome your team to Cambria Hotel Mount Pleasant. This property is only minutes from your local sports fields and historic Charleston. We provide oversized guest rooms with hardwood floors and upscale amenities. Enjoy a 24/7 marketplace, fitness center, laundry, and outdoor pool. Host team meetings in our boardroom or gather at our restaurant 17 North. Call 843-849-9677 to book today. Little luxuries, big difference. Cambria Hotel Mount Pleasant.
Return to the field. Score the winning shot. Beat your personal record. Team up with MUSC Health Sports Medicine for all your sports-related injury care and rehabilitation. MUSC Health is the official sports medicine provider for your favorite local teams. From semi-pro athletes to weekend warriors, our sports medicine team provides state-of-the-art injury prevention, treatment, surgery, and rehabilitation for athletes of all ages. Go where the pros go. Schedule an appointment today.
Hey, girl.
Girl! I do not know the name of this girl. What I do know is Neutral is a tasty seltzer made with real vodka and real fruit juice. This one I know. Little orangey. Neutral. Keep it tasty.
At Papa John's, the Shakaroni is back. It's our extra biggie, ultra foldy, super pepperoni pizza. The biggest of the big, with more cheese, more pepperoni, and more shack. Get the Shakaroni for $12.99. Only at Papa John's. Order now to earn rewards. Yeah.
Top-level talent. Electric atmospheres. National exposure. Playing tough, playing together, and playing with passion. This is CAA Hoops.
The second of 3 years in the Field of 68 tip-off. Last year it was at Florida Atlantic. This year here in Charleston. And next year it'll be at Liberty. Take a look here at the next time we'll see Charleston at home, November 27th. You can find that one on Flow Hoops right here at TD Arena against the Northern Kentucky Norse. That one coming up here next week. Charleston and Liberty tied at 29, About 5 minutes to go before we start the second half. We'll take another quick break, and we'll be back for the final 20 minutes of the Field of 68 tip-off right around the corner. Stick with us. Another good one coming up.
Injured and thinking of taking on the insurance company alone? Hit the brakes. Call all nines right now. George Sink Injury Lawyers.
Anything you say or sign can and will be used against you by the insurance company.
Don't go it alone. Hit the brakes and call us first.
Hit the brakes.
We'll take care of everything so you don't have to.
Get George Sink Law Firm on the line. Call 999-9999.
You can have live college sports in your hand this year with the brand new Varsity Network app. Hear live, play-by-play, and keep up with your favorite teams and audio broadcasts no matter where you are with this free new app. Be sure to download the Varsity Network app today. This March, you can listen to exclusive Westwood One coverage of the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournaments for free on the Varsity app. Powered by Learfield. Listen to every game at a truly unique listening experience. It's all free. Search NCAA Championships.
Here we go.
Introducing the all-new TD Clear credit card with no late fees and no interest, just a simple monthly fee. That's predictability, even when expenses aren't.
$4? That's bananas.
It's a pear. Oh, man.
The all-new TD Clear credit card. That's how credit can be unexpectedly human. Call 1-844-TD-CLEAR for details about credit costs and terms.
Restoration is more than walls. It's more than paint. It's more than cleaning. That's the thing we'll never forget. For Belfour, it's your memories. It's your life's passion. It's your home. Belfour, restoring more than property.
At Charleston, we're building a family.
A legacy. NIL helps us keep our focus on school and on basketball.
Every dollar goes towards supporting student athletes.
It helps us take care of what we need, so we can give our all on the court. With your support, we can keep bringing championships home and growing this program.
This is Charleston's time.
To join the movement, visit thecharlestonedge.com today.
Go Cougs!
29 all at the break in Charleston. Paul Fritchner, Rob Doster, Jeff Goodman with you from the Field of 68 tip-off. And fellas, we take a look here at the shooting in the first half, and it was a really rough go of it for Liberty. Kind of fortunate for them to still be tied in this game when you're 3 for 11 from 3, 6 for 12 from the free throw line. But it's still tied at 29, Jeff.
Yeah, well, we can't have anything else on the Field of 68 tip-off, can we, other than close games? So maybe we'll get another overtime. I mean, they're certainly setting us up for it. But, yeah, I mean, listen, if you're Charleston, you're going in halftime thinking, like, we should be up 10, 12 points, right? We left a lot. Defensively, they were terrible at the end.
I actually disagree with that. I disagree with that. I think that Liberty is the one. They're probably sitting here saying, we missed 3 layups at the rim. We missed, 6 out of 12 from the free throw line. They probably missed 3 or 4 wide open threes that I think you would sit there and say, those are the shots that we want. All right? I think if I'm Richie McKay, I'm a little frustrated that we don't have a couple of possession advantage here. And Chris Mack, look, they're probably lucky that they went into this game the great tide. And I think, one, that is a good sign for them, especially because Ante Brozovic didn't really get it going. You had 10 turnovers in that first half. And I think
neither team has played well. I think we can agree on that. Neither team has played great. There were defensive breakdowns for Charleston at the end. Liberty hasn't made shots. So, again, I don't think either team can be happy, certainly with the offense. I mean, they've each scored 29 points at half.
You take a look there at Berzovich's putback at the end of the half that was waved off. Otherwise, it would have been a 2-point Charleston lead. Initially, they counted it, went over to the monitor and waved it off. And that was how the half ended. So 20 minutes down and just 20 minutes left in the Field of 68 tip-off. It has been a spectacular weekend here in Charleston. The weather's been great. Basketball has been exhilarating.
Are you going to come to Lynchburg next year, Paul?
If you'll have me.
Listen, I'm ready. Doster hasn't completely signed off on it yet with you.
I'm sensing some tentativeness over there from the end of the table.
There is no tentativeness.
There it is.
I just know that I need to be able to speak like this when I'm
there. It is into the mic.
Games.
Somewhere Dagan's smiling.
CJ Fulton coming into the game to start the second half for the Charleston Cougars.
Underway with 20 minutes to go in Charleston. There's Cleveland down the lane. He lays it in.
First possession of the second half. What do? They give the ball to Zach
Go
Cleveland.
right to Zach Cleveland because you know what? You can trust him.
Yeah, but it's also straight line drives, man. Like, that's what Lazar can't give up. Straight line drives.
Fulton starting the second half after not starting the game with that injury issue. Boyd, step back.
That's a tough shot. I don't know if I like that shot.
They need to get him going, though.
Boyd looks like he's
rusty.
He doesn't look like he's rusty. He looks like he had a half where he only got one field goal attempt up and is trying to get it going a little bit, trying to force the issue.
Cleveland spinning, lost his footing. Woffmer now with 5 on the shot clock. Cleveland trying to back down Djokovic, fading away. Djokovic got a finger on it. Fulton will settle the pace. Djokovic will try a 3. Again off the mark. Now 0 for 5 on the season from beyond the arc.
No, that's the one that I don't mind. He ran a little bit of ball screen action there. They're leaving Lazar open. It was a shot that was in rhythm. It wasn't that early in the shot clock.
Cleveland down the lane into Berzovic. And it's all Liberty here to open this second half, both defensively and offensively. Berzovic down the lane.
Ooh.
Blocked from behind by Cleveland. Matheny the other way. Porter. And he lost it out of bounds. Charleston basketball. Porter frustrated, thinking that was last touched by a Cougar. CJ Fulton and this Charleston team have been quiet offensively, just 10 made field goals in this game. Underneath, Djokovic saves it in. I don't know how he found that ball, but an over and back will turn it over. And that is now the 11th Charleston turnover in this game.
Liberty's defense is really getting to Charleston right now. Really getting to them. They're not getting good shots. They're not running good sets. They're taking them out of what they want to do. That was a little bit of a sloppy pass there from Ante.
Cleveland, shifty on Djokovic, now stepping back.
That's good defense. That's what he needs to be able to do. Force him to turn his back. Because if you're Lazar right there, you want to make him take a shot over you. You have the size advantage. You have the length advantage. Don't let him get all the way to the basket. Make him cut off. Make him change directions. And he was able to contest that shot. He had the block over here at the other end on the post up.
Djokovic being chased out by Aquino. Sticking with it is Fulton. Charleston trailing by 3. Liberty all over them here in this second half so far. Berzovic, no. Cleveland now with a little size advantage. trying to spin on Fulton, and he's fouled. Fulton gives it up. That's the first foul on C.J. Fulton. Nobody on Charleston has more than 2 fouls. Eustace Stonkus has 2. Everybody else that has a foul just has 1. Foul trouble not an issue right now for Charleston. As Cleveland goes to the line and hits the front. Now 4 for 5 on the day from the line after struggling yesterday.
You know who Cleveland kind of reminds me of, guys? And you're probably going to laugh at me, and I already know what Cleveland's
He's going to say like George Niang or something like that.
He reminds me of like a mid-major version of Cooper Flag, the impact that he has on a basketball game, what he can do defensively, the versatility, the way he can get to the basket. Not the greatest shooter in the world, terrific athlete. I mean, you have 2 other point guards on the floor, and who are they putting the ball in the hands of?
Look at that drive by Cleveland. And Porter called for a foul on the inbound, but it's a 7-0 run for Liberty, and it's just been right to the bucket. That'll drive a coaching staff crazy.
18 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals for Zach Cleveland.
You know, one of the things that Richie McKay talked about was Zach Cleveland having to get over and mature and get over, you know, bad plays. Hasn't had many of them today.
Does have 4 turnovers.
He's also got 18 points, as you just said, and has dominated the second half so far.
He certainly has.
Boyd will try a 3. Charleston still hasn't scored in the second half. Matheny.
What's interesting is now they've switched. They have Lazar on Javon Moffman, and Debo is now on Zach Cleveland.
Here's Aquino, another size advantage, and a pass too much for Isaiah Enon. And that'll take us to our first break of the second half. Charleston still hasn't scored in this half. It's a 7-0 run to open it up for the Flames.
Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens. There is no sport in America that is more difficult to follow than college basketball. It can be overwhelming. That's where the Field of 68 Daily comes into play. The Daily is your go-to source for injury updates, recruiting news, and transfer portal additions that actually matter. For just $50 a year, get access to the same information that your favorite team's coaching staff is subscribed for. Quality content can be hard to find in the college basketball space. The Daily is here to help you with that. Now that college basketball season is back in full swing, I need to remind you guys about our partners over at Autograph, where the real college hoops fans reside. The Autograph app curates all of the best content for every sports fan and every sports fan's favorite team. Podcasts, blogs, analysis. It's all there without the nonsense from the talking heads that don't actually watch the games. And there's a bonus. Consuming content on the Autograph app earns you coins that can be redeemed for rewards for things like no-fee tickets or signed jerseys from your favorite players. There are a couple new features in the app that I need to let you guys know about as well. Autograph Replay gives you a quick-hitting summary of the previous day's news so you can keep track of all the important things going on with your favorite teams. And Autograph Rooms allows you to chat in real time with the true voices of fandom within your team's community. So go to the link in the description or scan that QR code on your screen and download the Autograph app.
Charleston picked second in the CAA in the preseason. Towson there, Coach Scary picked in the top spot, but a couple of juggernauts there in the top 2 for the CAA.
Yeah, it should be a heck of a season in the CAA this year because, again, you've got 2 teams that are very different. Towson brings back just about everybody for Pat Scary. Charleston, a brand new team, probably a little more overall talent. up and down the roster, especially if they can get healthy. And we got to remember that. You know, Charleston right now, still Darren Boyd, not quite what he's going to be when January 4th comes around and Towson comes here to Charleston.
Ante Brozovic, 3 for 10 from the floor, 4 turnovers. This has not been your quintessential Ante Brozovic performance.
Zach Cleveland, another rejection there for Liberty. The defensive effort in this second half has been just on point. Djokovic has to track it down, almost a backcourt violation. Here's A.J. Smith, dumping it down to Djokovic. And Aquino cleans it up.
Got to make those. I mean, right at the rim. Got to finish there.
One of the things that Richie McKay talked to us about before this game was that he went out and he tried to add some length and athleticism because he said he felt a little bit like the JV team walking into last year's Field of 68 tip-off. And I think the impact of that is kind of what we're seeing here on these last few possessions here in the second half. Brozovic is missing some layups at the rim. Djokovic right there wasn't able to finish over Aquino. They're a little bit tougher. They're a little bit more physical. Even Javon Moffler, look how long his arms are.
I mean, look at the lineup they have out right now. They do not look small right now.
They do not. And I think the impact of that is manifesting in Charleston's ability to finish at the basket and how physical they have been on the defensive end. Look, the thing about Florida Atlantic and what they did defensively is they didn't climb in you the way that these guys are. Javon Moffler is a 6-year guy. Owen Aquino is a junior college transfer. Isaiah Ewan is a 6th-year guy. Like they are old, they are tough, they are physical, they are big, they are athletic, and they are giving Charleston all kinds of problems in the paint.
And this is kind of the first sign of adversity we've seen for Ante Brozovic this season. Everything's kind of gone according to plan for him. And you saw after that miss, he kind of hung his head a little bit in frustration. We'll see if they keep going back to him.
Caden Matheny, an easy right-handed layup. And it's out to a 9-point lead for Liberty. Darian Boyd, Tavares, spinning. No, Brozovic has it poked from behind, going up for the rebound. This crowd getting a little restless here as the home team is still scoreless in the second half.
This is what Liberty can do to you, though. This is how they defend. They're going to play that pack line. They're going to make it difficult for you to get to the basket. They're going to scout you well.
Darian Boyd, physical, blocked again by Cleveland.
He is everywhere.
He has been unbelievable this half.
Zach Cleveland single-handedly carrying the Liberty Flames right now. 4 blocks on the day for Cleveland. 3 ball, yes! Isaiah Enan, just his second 3 of the season. It's 41-29, a 12-0 run for Liberty to open up this second half.
I do think it's interesting that Mac has not used the timeout throughout this entire run.
Tavares, there it is on a floater, and there is your Chris Mack timeout. 41-31 Liberty. It's been all Flames in the second half. Charleston trying to get it under control. We're taking a break on the Field of 68 and the CW.
Return to the field. Score the winning shot. Beat your personal record. Team up with MUSC Health Sports Medicine for all your sports-related injury care. We know exactly what to do when your favorite sport throws you a curve. MUSC Health is the official sports medicine provider for your favorite local teams. From professional to amateur athletes, our sports medicine team provides state-of-the-art injury prevention, treatment, surgery, and rehabilitation for athletes of all ages. Your MUSC Health Sports Medicine team creates a tailored treatment plan to meet your needs and help you get back in the game. Don't let an injury hurt your game. Go where the pros go. Schedule an appointment today at muschealth.org/sports.
Injured and thinking of taking on the insurance company alone? Hit the brakes. Call all nines right now. George Sink Injury Lawyers.
Anything you say or sign can and will be used against you by the insurance company.
Don't go it alone. Hit the brakes and call us first.
Hit the brakes.
We'll take care of everything, so you don't have to.
Get George Sink Law Firm on the line. Call 999-9999.
Restoration is more than walls. It's more than paint. It's more than cleaning. That's the thing we'll never forget. For Belfour, it's your memories. It's your life's passion. It's your home. Belfour, restoring more than property.
In the second half, as we continue on the field of 68, home fans trying to kind of will this Charleston team back into the game as we hit the 12:47 mark in the second half. Plenty of time left for the Cougars, but a really tough go of it offensively, and that's been due in large part to the defensive effort of Zach Cleveland and these Liberty Flames, Rob.
Yeah, you know what's really interesting here is that Cleveland heads to the bench, and Liberty goes with a little bit of a bigger lineup with Eden and Aquino on the floor together, while Charleston went with their smaller lineup. They have Elijah Jones at the 4. It looked like Charleston was trying to adjust to get to match up with that Cleveland. We also haven't seen C.J. Fulton in a while. Maybe my diagnosis of his ankle was a little bit off.
I think it was premature.
Eden feeding down in the post. Now a little run. Elijah Jones. Berzovic has it blocked again. And quickly up the other way. Talon Peter leaving it off. Layup good. Eden running out on the break. It's just not Ante Berzovic's night. Liberty has had an answer every time down the floor this half. Berzovic still scoreless here in the second half. 8 points on the night, just 3 for 12 from the floor. Eden called for the foul, his third. And out of the break, it'll be Charleston to the line, shooting a pair, still trailing by 12.
Would you be surprised to find out that the Field of 68 is home to more than 35 podcasts? More than 25 team-specific podcasts that are hosted by the people that know what fans want the most. The Goodman and Humble podcast, the DTF podcast, the A10 Insider podcast, and the Mountain West podcast. But wait, there's even more. The Field of 68 will be launching the ACC Insider podcast this year. Subscribe to this channel and come along for the ride. Now that college basketball season is back in full swing, I need to remind you guys about our partners over at Autograph, where the real college hoops fans reside. The Autograph app curates all of the best content for every sports fan and every sports fan's favorite team. Podcasts, blogs, analysis. It's all there without the nonsense from the talking heads that don't actually watch the games. And there's a bonus. Consuming content on the Autograph app earns you coins that can be redeemed for rewards for things like no-fee tickets or signed jerseys from your favorite players. There are a couple new features in the app that I need to let you guys know about as well. Autograph Replay gives you a quick hitting summary of the previous day's news so you can keep track of all the important things going on with your favorite teams. And Autograph Rooms allows you to chat in real time with the true voices of fandom within your team's community. So go to the link in the description or scan that QR code on your screen and download the Autograph app.
It's a 12-point Liberty lead here about midway through the second half of action. In the field of 68 tip-off, Paul Fritchner, Jeff Goodman, Rob Doster, and the second half has been a really brutal one for Charleston from the floor. 1 for 14 for the Cougars and 0 for 2 from 3. Liberty has gotten layup after layup after layup. Now 6 for 10 from the floor in the second half.
Yeah, Charleston right now is shooting 28% from the floor. Jeff, they are 7 for 29 inside the arc. A lot of those misses are coming at the rim, and a lot of those misses are a result of Brozovic and Djokovic struggling with the length and athleticism of Liberty at the bucket.
A.J. Smith shooting a pair of free throws. A.J. Smith turned 21 on Friday, not 24. Shout out to his mom for making sure we corrected that one.
Who told us he was 24 years old?
I don't know who told us he was 24 years old.
It's fake news.
Somebody did.
Did AJ tell us he was 24 years old? Might have been AJ.
Smith hits them both. Now back to a 10-point game.
Back to the 1-3-1 here as well. Isaiah Eaton again. That's how you bust his own, man. Put a shooter in the corner, let him fire away.
Saw one go through and started to get some confidence.
Now 2 for 4 on the night. Djokovic has 7. No Charleston player is in double figures yet. Every player that's played has scored, but nobody is in double figures. Brozovic still the leading scorer for Charleston with 8. Liberty has gotten 18 points from Zach Cleveland and 10 from Isaiah Eaton.
Here's what's interesting, guys. You would probably say Boyd, Fulton, and Brozovic are the 3 best players on this Charleston team, right? All 3 of them are on the bench right now.
Stonkus asking for some help. Tavares using a screen from Djokovic.
Yeah, where's the offense going to come from with this group? That's the
fade away, tough too. There's Cleveland dropping it off. Eaton will try another one. Yes! Isaiah Eaton stretches the lead to 16 for Liberty.
What a great story Isaiah Eaton is. A kid who missed 2 full years with knee injury. Same knee, blew it out while at Minnesota, and finally 100%. Hitting a couple huge three threes in this half.
Djokovic skying for the rebound, misses the putback, and a circus throwaway goes right to Liberty. Good on Djokovic to try and save it before it went out of bounds, but Liberty can now slow the pace with 10 minutes to go in the game.
And this is the problem with digging a hole against a team like Liberty, is they are not going to let themselves get sped up. They can play a little bit faster if they need to, but if you want to dribble out the clock, walk the ball up the floor, and get a shot up with 4 seconds left on the shot clock, they are perfectly fine with that.
Moffmer hits a 3.
It's going to go in. 4 straight threes that Liberty has hit now to break open this game to a 19-point lead.
It is a 23-4 Liberty run to start the second half. A perfect 4 for 4 from 3 are the Flames in the second half. Moffmer knocking it down. It's all Liberty right now.
What are you doing if you're Matt here?
I mean, you're going to put on you're going to put your 3 guys back in, right? And you're going to have to try to find a way. The one thing that Ante Brozovic hasn't really been able to do this game is face up and make plays for himself and for others, right? He's missed shots around the rim, whether it's driving, even in transition, but you got to maybe find a way to get him comfortable there. And Boyd, you got to get him going.
Yeah, that's a good point because you haven't really seen Brozovic running offense. They haven't run stuff through him at the top of the key. I think a little bit of that probably has to do with the fact that they don't have as effective of a ball screen guy out there with C.J. Fulton playing a little bit of limited minutes.
Yeah.
But
well, that's part of the right. I mean, we talked about that at the outset. Is you've got one point guard, you've got one true point guard who makes people better, who can run the show, who can get guys and really help Ante Brzovic. No secret that's part of the reason why Ante is struggling today is because CJ hasn't been on the floor nearly as much, and when he has, he hasn't looked the same.
Yeah, 1 for 17 from the floor in the second half. I would make the argument they've had a lot of makeable shots. There's been some tough ones because what Liberty does is make you make tough shots against them. They've had shots at the rim that you would probably bet on Brzovic being able to find a way to make and find a way to finish, and he hasn't made them tonight. Credit there, to me, belongs with Liberty, belongs with their defense, belongs with Zach Cleveland, belongs with Owen Aquino. It's just all around a very, very impressive defensive performance this half.
Liberty on the season, 8th in the country in scoring offense at over 98 points a game, 15th in the country in free throws made per game at almost 22 a game. They have just 7 made free throws right now, and they've scored 33 points, about a third of what they average on the season. And a giveaway. Evan Kilminster is into the game. He did not play on Friday night. Chris Mack trying anything right now.
Kilminster is a guy, an Australian kid that played with Dyson Daniels and some of those talented Aussies coming out of the Australian Institute of Sport. He is a guy that can play a little bit of point. He is a creator. He is someone that can pass the ball a little bit. So I think that's what Mac's trying to do here, trying to find a way to, any way he can, to create a little bit of offense somewhere.
One of the few holdovers. Played a little bit last year, redshirted 2 years ago on that really, really good College of Charleston team.
Charleston's going to need buckets, and they're going to need them quickly to get back in this game. Boyd off the mark. Charleston now 1 for 18 from the field in the second half. 0 for 4 from 3. Driving baseline, Kilminster gives the foul.
Foul is called on number 7, Evan Kilminster, his first, team second.
Another really nice find there from Zach Cleveland. He's a terrific player. He is a really, really good, really skilled player. And I do think that we're seeing probably the best version of him that we're going to get tonight.
Charleston 0 for their last 5 from the field. They haven't scored in 3.5 minutes. Peter. Charleston drops back into his own. Moffmer for 3. Elijah Jones pushing the pace to Fulton. Driving down the lane. Brzovic on the cut, and he lays it in. Double figures now for Ante Brzovic. He has 10.
You got to find a way to get this down to 10 at the 4-minute timeout.
Play the game in chunks.
And it starts with getting stops.
Ball movement from Liberty. Kilminster against Cleveland, and Cleveland wins that battle.
Don't you have to come over a little quicker on that one if you're Ante Brzovic, Rob?
Yeah, probably. You don't want to allow Kilminster to go one-on-one against the guy that's got 20.
Boyd is fouled. And Liberty, up 19 now, is cruising with 7:15 to go in the third and final game of the Field of 68 tip-off. Liberty shooting a blistering 67% in the second half, up by 19 on the Field of 68 and the CW.
Hey, girl. Girl! I do not know the name of this girl. What I do know is Neutral is a tasty seltzer made with real vodka and real fruit juice. This one I know. Little orangey. Neutral. Keep it tasty.
At Papa John's, the Shakaroni is back. It's our extra biggie, ultra foldy, super pepperoni pizza. The biggest of the big, with more cheese, more pepperoni, and more Shack. Get the Shakaroni for $12.99. Only at Papa John's. Order now to earn rewards.
To build your winning team right here, right now, call the Pepper Law Firm today.
Our team is ready to welcome your team to Cambria Hotel Mount Pleasant. This property is only minutes from your local sports fields and historic Charleston. We provide oversized guest rooms with hardwood floors and upscale amenities. Enjoy a 24/7 marketplace, fitness center, laundry, and outdoor pool. Host team meetings in our boardroom or gather at our restaurant 17 North. Call 843-849-9677 to book today. Little luxuries, big difference. Cambria Hotel Mount Pleasant.
When people talk about Mercedes, they think about quality.
One of the proudest things that I think I've seen is the development and opportunities for people.
To see how far that I can grow within the company.
Something my grandparents never seen before, electric vans, just to be a part of that, that's something I'm proud of.
We are Mercedes-Benz Vans Charleston.
We are Mercedes-Benz Vans Charleston.
I am so proud to say I worked there. I helped build that van.
A 19-point lead for Liberty, who has held Charleston to just 35 points on the afternoon and only 6 in the second half. Kind of a stunning result here for Liberty. I'm not sure anybody would have expected the Flames to be up 19 and holding Charleston, one of the nation's best offenses, to just 35 points. And look at that, a turnover out of the timeout. And Chris Mack, with his head in his hands, just frustrated with this second half.
We have two Cougars in here playing their first minutes of the Field of 68 tip-off, and Jolie Kirchich right there and Evan Kilminster. And I think that kind of tells you where Chris Mack's head is at right now. You got to try to find the last throw of the dice. Got to try to find something, see if it can't work.
Kirkich did not play, like you said, Rob, the other day. Here's Fulton trying a three, and the lid is on the basket. And Liberty will just take the air out of the basketball now over the next 6.5 minutes.
They do that well if they want it, and it's tough to rattle this team, when you've got Porter and Cleveland.
Cleveland backing in, tries to throw a lob and a foul underneath on the Cougars.
I mean, that entire offensive possession was give the ball to Zach Cleveland, figure out who they wanted him to be matched up with, which was Evan Kilminster. Have whoever Evan was guarding set the screen, and then let Cleveland go one-on-one. That's all that entire possession was, and they drew a foul. Now they get 20 more seconds on the clock.
Baltimore kind of looked at the basket. A turnover, deflected by Berzovic up ahead to Jones. And it goes out of bounds. Nope, stays in. Fulton right to the bucket, lays it in. Like you said, Jeff, maybe if Charleston can cut this to 10 by the under 4, it makes things interesting, but 17 points in 5.5 minutes against this Liberty team is a tough lift.
Every single make right now, what Liberty is doing is letting the ball bounce, throwing it to the official, and then getting the ball back, wasting 5 seconds off of every make. If Charleston isn't pressing, they're rolling the ball up the floor. They figured out how to be able to time waste pretty effectively here. And when you're up by 19, how many possessions does Charleston realistically have left? Not that many. You got to get out. You got to start pressuring. You got to try to force some turnovers, I think.
Liberty hadn't scored in 2 minutes. And that drought with an and one, and they can push the lead to 20, their largest lead of the day.
And you can see the frustration right now with Charleston. Missed defensive assignments from Kirkich. Ante kind of looking at him. Obviously, he hasn't played much this season. They're not used to this. They're not used to losing games. Certainly, Ante Brzovic isn't used to losing many games in the non-conference.
And I think what you can see here with Mac, he's now got 5 subs on the floor.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, I think
down 20 with 5.5 minutes left. At this point, you're trying to protect your best players and see what you got out of some of these other guys.
Yeah, give him a chance.
Stonkus finds Djokovic.
There you go.
Lazar Djokovic up to 9.
They just ran an extra 5 seconds off the clock right there, throwing the ball to the officials. You got to get up there and press, man. You got to go try to force a turnover.
Their team really isn't built for that. You know, that's part of the problem. Defensively on the perimeter, they're not the most athletic team in the world.
Drop underneath and an easy layup again. Owen Aquino. Kilminster. Crafty through the lane, draws the foul. But I think that's been the biggest point as we take a look back here at that last play, just dropping it off underneath to Aquino. An easy lay-in with his left hand, and everything has been rather simple here in this second half for Liberty.
You know, Chris Mack put this team together, obviously around the number one priority was keeping Ante Brzovic. Then he kept C.J. Fulton. Then you put together a team around that. You know, they've got enough shooting. The question is probably have enough scoring defensively. Do they have enough?
Guys, like, we'll probably draw massive conclusions off of this performance. I just think that this wasn't Charleston's night.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that this is a good team. They can score. They got 3 really good players. They're as good as anybody in the CAA. They probably have enough where if they get to the tournament, they can push a 3 or a 4 seed, someone along those lines. And they just ran into a Liberty team that is difficult to play against, that is a completely different kind of game plan when you have to run against someone like an FAU, and they got their butts kicked. That happens. Liberty's got a bunch of Division I college basketball players on the roster as well. That's a program with the expectations of winning. It happens.
I'm impressed with Rob that he's matured enough not to overreact, because sometimes he can be the king of the overreaction. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You've come here. You've matured over the last few days. Maybe it's hanging around with Paul.
Yeah,
apparently
that's it.
Apparently, the only time that I ever say anything worthwhile is on After Dark. And apparently, according to the commenters, the only reason I do that is for clicks. So.
Now, listen, this has been a terrific second half by Liberty. I mean, near flawless. Zach Cleveland's been incredible over the 20 minutes. And, again, you just look at Porter, and he just controls the game.
Here's my question. If Liberty ends up winning, do we want to talk to Zach Cleveland, or is Colin Porter going to come over here and sing for us?
3 ball. And that's a great question.
I think we try to, maybe we can get them both. I don't know.
I think we got to get them both over here.
I'll gladly bounce you out of your seat for Colin Porter singing, because I heard you sing at halftime, and it was not pretty.
I have the voice of an angel.
Djokovic up to 11, leading scorer for Charleston now tonight. Brzovic on the bench, likely done for the night. He finishes with 10 points, just 4 for 13 from the floor. Porter, shifty to the bucket. Oh my. How about that take from Colin Porter? The Kilminster has it rejected by Moffmer, which means Matheny will just walk this into the front court. Smiles on the faces of Matheny and Porter. High arcing three, nearly banked it in.
I think Katie Matheny is quite excited about what could happen over the course of these next 2 minutes.
Djokovic way short on that three.
You mean I get to dribble the clock out and fire up threes from wherever I want to shoot them from? Yes.
That's like his dream.
Liberty has held Charleston to just 14 points in the second half. The other night, I think Charleston scored 14 points in probably 3 of the wars. Djokovic steps through. Lazar up to 13. Second leading scorer in this game overall behind Zach Cleveland with 20.
I'll tell you this. There were about 3 or 4 different moments here in the last minute where the officials could have blown their whistle. And I'm pretty sure that these guys are ready to go home because they are letting them play for the last minute 48. Let's just get out of here, guys. Don't foul.
Aquino lays it in.
There's another one.
It's a 21-point game for Liberty. Djokovic. And it's stripped. Moffmer. And it's gone back and forth. In this second half, Charleston has been held completely in check, just 6 for 28 from the floor. Aquino, exclamation point for Liberty. A big performance today and a significant win on the road. We're not done yet, but it's all but wrapped up. Liberty up 23 with 68 seconds left.
There is no sport in America that is more difficult to follow than college basketball. It can be overwhelming. That's where the Field of 68 Daily comes into play. The Daily is your go-to source for injury updates, recruiting news, and transfer portal additions that actually matter. For just $50 a year, get access to the same information that your favorite team's coaching staff is subscribed for. Quality content can be hard to find in the college basketball space. The Daily is here to help you with that. Would you be surprised to find out that the Field of 68 is home to more than 35 podcasts? More than 25 team-specific podcasts that are hosted by the people that know what fans want the most. The Goodman and Humble podcast, the DTF podcast, the A10 Insider podcast, and the Mountain West podcast. But wait, there's even more. The Field of 68 will be launching the ACC Insider podcast this year. Subscribe to this channel and come along for the ride. Now that college basketball season is back in full swing, I need to remind you guys about our partners over at Autograph, where the real college hoops fans reside. The Autograph app curates all of the best content for every sports fan and every sports fan's favorite team. Podcasts, blogs, analysis. It's all there without the nonsense from the talking heads that don't actually watch the games. And there's a bonus. Consuming content on the Autograph app earns you coins that can be redeemed for rewards for things like no-fee tickets or signed jerseys from your favorite players. There are a couple new features in the app that I need to let you guys know about as well. Autograph Replay gives you a quick-hitting summary of the previous day's news so you can keep track of all the important things going on with your favorite teams. And Autograph Rooms allows you to chat in real time with the true voices of fandom within your team's community. So go to the link in the description or scan that QR code on your screen and download the Autograph app.
Take a look at the upcoming schedule for Charleston. Matchup with the Citadel right up the road, then to Rhode Island before coming back here for that game against the Norse of Northern Kentucky on November 27th. Just over a minute to go, all but a formality here. Liberty going to walk away with a big road win and move to 4-1 on the season. This will be Charleston's first loss. Lazar Djokovic, a couple extra steps. That's the 5th turnover for Charleston in this half. 15th for the game. Liberty 6 of their last 7 from the field. Turnover Brett Decker Jr. into the game. Substitutions on both sides as we wrap this one up. Gentlemen, it's been a great few days here in Charleston. Been a lot of fun on the Field of 68 here for the tip-off event, the second of 3 years doing this event. Djokovic will go to the line for 2, but appreciate you guys having me down here to Charleston. Hopefully we get to do it again at some point, but we've had some great games. The second half today, maybe not so much, but Friday night, a double overtime thriller and what was eventually a 119-116 win for the College of Charleston over Florida Atlantic. Then another overtime game yesterday, Florida Atlantic beating Liberty. And all 3 teams are going to end up with a split in this event.
Yeah, I'm Richie McKay. You know there'll be a smile on his face, Paul, because, again, came into this 0-3 in the event. You're playing Charleston in Charleston. Not an easy task, but this was a big one for Richie and the Liberty program, and especially the guys like Zach Cleveland, like Colin Porter, who played in this event a year ago.
2-second difference between the shot and game clock.
Paul, you crushed it this weekend.
I appreciate it, Goodman.
Crushed it.
I appreciate it.
Really happy to have you. We're glad we brought you on board. Even though John Fanta advised us otherwise,
I know.
We did not listen to him.
I pushed through. Liberty. Second away here. And the Flames will get it done. Liberty improves to 4-1 on the season. Charleston falls to 3-1. And a huge win on the road for the Liberty Flames, 68-47. They were led in scoring by Zach Cleveland, going for 20 on 8 of 12 from the floor. He had 5 boards, 3 assists. What a spectacular day for Zach Cleveland, the junior, All-Conference USA preseason player. Not only was he spectacular on offense, but he was fantastic on defense as well, just coming in and doing everything he could. 4 blocks for Cleveland. Owen Aquino, 4 blocks as well for Liberty. So we'll.
He might have gotten robbed of one too.
You saying he has 5? We'll give him 5.
Yeah,
why not?
I think he might have gotten robbed of one. If I was Zach Cleveland, I would be telling officials, scorekeepers, check the tape, check the tape, check the tape.
We will take a break, and when we come back, we'll catch up with Zach Cleveland and Colin Porter. Stick with us on the Field of 68.
Need Charleston's plumbing experts? Call Charlie. Charlestown Plumbing is the Low Country's only in-house full-service plumbing company. That's why you can trust Charlie for projects from leaky faucets to pipe lining services. Plumbing emergency? No need to worry. You can call Charlie 24/7. When you call Charlie, you're guaranteed next-level professionalism with a splash of Southern charm. Call Charlie for swift, smooth, and reliable service today.
At Charleston, we're building a family. A legacy.
NIL helps us keep our focus on school and on basketball.
Every dollar goes towards supporting student athletes. It helps us take care of what we need, so we can give our all on the court.
With your support, we can keep bringing championships home and growing this program.
This is Charleston's time.
To join the movement, visit thecharlestonedge.com today.
Go Cougs!
Hi, I'm Dr. Emily Darr. I played women's volleyball at College Charleston from 1997 to 2001. I am a physiatrist working at South Carolina Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center in North Charleston. It's because of donors like you that I was able to attend the College of Charleston and continue my career in medical school and become a successful physician. Thank you to all the past donors, and for the future donors. Your generous donation will impact future student athletes like myself for years to come. Thank you.
Hendrick. Getting cash for your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Hendrick Buys Cars. Step 1, visit HendrickBuysCars.com. Enter your license plate number or VIN. Step 2, answer some simple questions and receive a cash offer in seconds. Step 3, claim your offer and you're good to go. It's the easy way to sell your car fast. We'll even come and pick it up. Get cash for your car now, and you don't have to buy one of ours. Learn more at HendrickBuysCars.com.
Well, welcome back to TD Arena here in Charleston. Rob Dawson, Jeff Goodman, and we are joined by the man of the hour, Zach Cleveland, 20 points. You had 4 blocks on the box score. I said you got robbed in one. I thought you had 5. Am I right?
I wasn't counting.
You were counting. Talk to me about this performance a little bit. It seems like you got going early. You were able to get to the basket, get some fouls. You felt good.
Yeah, I think just being aggressive. I think it's just different every game. Some games I need to facilitate more. Some games attack more. And so this game was Porter emphasis was kind of. I mean, Brozovic is an amazing player, so try to attack him early.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, you guys held him in check. You made it tough for both him and Djokovic. That they're a little bit bigger than you guys, but you fought him. You made it difficult for him. What was the key?
Isaiah Enan. I mean, he's been coming along. It's obviously a hard transition between schools, but I mean, he was the man tonight. I mean, he shut him down. He's 6'9" long, being able to move. He was incredible.
I think you were the man tonight, but he was close.
Yeah.
Hey, look, he's not gonna shoot layups if he's got a teammate open. He's not gonna take credit if his teammate needs credit as well. One of the things we talked with Coach McKay about before the games was bringing in a little bit more size and a little bit more athleticism after going down to last year's Field of 68 tip-off and not playing all that well. I think we saw that impact tonight with Owen and Isaiah.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that show on the glass and just being – I mean, we had a lot – since when do we block 9 shots, Liberty basketball? So Coach will be happy about that.
What was the game plan? Like, I thought that in the second half, you guys did a terrific job of funneling everything into the paint, into those big bodies.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, like we said, they scored 117 the other night, and so defense was the emphasis. I mean, Coach Pierre, he's going to be happy. He's cheesing over there, smiling. So just being able to stay in front of them and then contain Brozovic.
How different is it now? You left Boca last year, and it was rough, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. This year you leave, and you really could have been 2-0 leaving here.
Yeah, definitely. Still sucks that we couldn't get the one last night, but we're going to the Virgin Islands with a good field of team, so we're excited.
Bring your suntan lotion.
Yes, sir.
Zach, we appreciate you, man. We're going to get your point guard over in here now for a second. Colin Porter, who played really well tonight, second straight game, just controlling everything. 8 points, 5 assists. I do believe he has a bigger impact than the 8 points and 5 assists as we get Colin set up over here. Colin, first and foremost, congrats on the win, man. How's it feel to be able to get out of here with a W?
It's huge. We wanted to come away with 2, but shots didn't fall last night. We have plenty of excuses, but it was a chance tonight to respond. I think we did a really good job of that as a team.
You're so much fun to watch because of how you play, your IQ, the way. Obviously, again, you're not the most intimidating looking dude on the court. We know that.
Yeah.
We were fighting, and I think we said
5'10",
we agreed on. All right, 5'10". We're going to give him 5'10". I might give you 6 feet right now. But again, to me, you guys as a team, the way you guys were able to play these two, and I know you didn't come out with both wins, but how important was it to come away with this one in Charleston against a really, really good Cougars team?
Yeah, it's huge. It shows the character in our room. Coach McKay did a great job with the newcomers coming in and buying into what we do, and that's huge. And I think it showed us, it gave us a belief. I know that we've had 3 games already, 1 in Seattle, that was tough, but I think coming here, playing against 2 elite mid-major teams, it gives us a belief and a confidence that we can go and compete with anybody.
Zach Cleveland, 20 points. He finished with 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 blocks, 3 steals. About as all-around of a game as you can get. Just when he's playing this way, what does it do for you guys as a team?
We knew it from the jump. I believe the first media, I mean, he was dominating. And whenever he turns that on, no one can stop him. I mean, he can make plays for others. He can do it himself. He's an elite player, an elite dude. We love to have him in our locker room.
All right, so I know we made a deal yesterday morning, and I know it didn't come to fruition like we had hoped, right?
That's not true. That's not true.
All right.
So you had a layup in the second half, which gave you guys 49 points. What's that final score right there? Technically, you made the game-winning shot. Our deal was if you hit a game-winning shot, you're going to sing on the broadcast for us in a post-game interview.
Guys, I don't want to scare away the viewers.
Really?
How many we got right now?
Listen, whatever it is, I think it could make SportsCenter top 10 with your voice. I mean, we can hear it in that kind of raspy Kentucky voice, right?
Kentucky, yeah.
You got anything or no? Are we too nervous?
It's Blinded by the Lights. I don't sing the weekend. I don't sing the weekend.
Listen,
Appreciate
really
you guys.
fun, man.
Yes,
really
sir.
fun to hang around you guys, get a chance to know you guys, and to see you guys come out of here a whole lot different than you did a year ago,
Yes, sir.
and obviously with confidence. And just make sure Zach uses some suntan lotion.